He runs one of the most well-known incubator accelerator, Silicon Valley, called Plug and Play. And I guess his first claim to fame with Plug and Play is that he incubated Google. He will tell you how much money he made and didn't make from it. Yeah? Okay, we have in the pandemic here a good mix. We have two venture capitalist investors, so I would like to start with them by asking them to share with us their recent investment into interesting company in Asia and their thoughts about where the interesting investment opportunities are in Asia. If I may start with Jeff first.
Sure. Let me answer the second question first, where I think the interesting opportunities are. People have been talking about convergence for a long time, and I think convergence has arrived. If you look at sort of smartphones across the entire spectrum, the iPhone, the Google Nexus One, the Blackberries, all of them sort of are these days do it all. I don't think that trend is going to continue. I think you will start getting devices being more specialized because they need to, in order for the market for them to stand out on the market, they will need to differentiate themselves. So you will start seeing specialization of sort of devices, still sort of in a way addressing the convergence, doing several things and doing several things well. But where I think convergence is going to start playing something really exciting, and is beginning to happen already, is not from the device level, but sort of looking at it from the media and the content side. So you start seeing content being able to play on multiple devices. You're beginning to see television content on television, on the internet, on mobile. And so you start seeing plays like that, and you'll start seeing distribution companies who need to start playing in all these sectors. And you start seeing media companies having to sort of have a strategy for each of those. So that, I think, is going to continue. The other exciting space, I think, as Rebecca pointed out earlier, clean tech, I think, is going to continue to drive as well. I think clean tech has matured from what people thought of clean tech as maybe as short as say 5-6 years ago, where people started doing clean tech because there was an aspiration to be green, to be clean, and environmentally friendly. It is, especially with sort of recent changes in underlying oil prices, it has begun to be economically feasible and economically important for a lot of these clean technologies to mature and to be developed, and we're beginning to see that. So some of the interesting investments that we've made on the clean tech side, I can talk about two. We've invested in a developer and manufacturer of hybrid electric car batteries. Hybrid electric car motors. A lot of my fellow investors have been investing in the battery space. We made a specific decision not to go after the space because the technology was not mature. And if I were a VC seated in Silicon Valley, it would be very important, I think, to take a bet on one of these battery technologies. But because we're investing in Asia and the value chains are less mature, there are opportunities to be more basic. And so we invested in a motor company instead of having to take bets on which battery is actually going to succeed, because there's quite a few of them. Whatever battery succeeds, our view is that the motor will be necessary. And so we backed that company is doing really well. We are in the midst of closing a second round investment at more than 5-6 times our valuation. So we're doing quite well there. The other interesting clean tech company is a battery storage company. And battery storage, as some of you know, a lot of the clean power generation deals, power generation companies have a tough time storing that solar power that they generate, storing that wind power that they generate. And basically it all goes to waste. So there's a lot of value if you can store electricity at a cheap enough price in order to allow the power generation companies to optimize. One of the lesser known facts is that the power grids don't like solar farms and they don't like wind farms because there's a lot of volatility. They don't know when to expect the power, and they try and keep these type of power generation small as a percentage of total power. With a battery system in between, they can actually increase that percentage of generation because the battery not only stores excess energy, it also sort of evens out and smooths out. So the names of those two companies, JJE, Jingjing Electric for the motor company, and Net Power for the battery company. I guess
both are in China or?
both of them are in Beijing, so in China. And on the sort of telecommunication front, specifically where in addition to the convergence story, we're taking a very keen interest on mobile grids. And if you think about sort of and media distribution grids, and if you think about sort of what Apple has done to the music industry with iTunes, they basically disintermediated the entire value chain. And we see that as probably happening across different content. And when Apple announced the iPad and their iBook, it is going to challenge the distribution of books and electronic books the same way it has in the music industry. And so we have just taken, I won't mention names yet because we haven't closed this deal yet, but we've just signed a term sheet in the midst of closing a transaction into electronic book distribution platform. The interesting thing about why mobile, in China especially, is because the mobile operators recognize that once, or actually the content owners recognize that once content goes onto the internet, it's expected to be for free because of the rampant piracy, whether it's music, whether it's books, whether it's videos, that's all expected for free. And so a lot of these content owners are saying, well, people are prepared to pay for over the mobile. You know, people would not pay for MP3s over the internet, but they will gladly pay 2 RMB or 50 cents for a ringtone on their cell phone. And so we've taken a bet in that direction. This company basically will distribute and sign exclusive deal with 2 out of the 3 mobile carriers to run their sort of online, their sort of mobile bookstore. And again, where devices are concerned, I think the devices, initially mobile smartphones, but they are currently in talks with Sony to have a sort of electronic book reader powered only by mobile and not Wi-Fi in order to address this market. By the way, for those of you who don't know, cell phones in China, even cell phones that are generally available outside China with Wi-Fi, all have Wi-Fi disabled. And the mobile carriers have so much influence over the handset manufacturers that they say you disable Wi-Fi because they recognize, they want to get the data carriage fee from the users. There's a few more I can talk about later, but we'll come back to that.